jiu-jitsu background started in 1986 in Hoist and Horian's garage. I took a private lesson from Horian, and then Hoist became my teacher. At that time, Hoist was my teacher. I did privates every week with Hoist. And then one day he had Higgin teach me, Higgin Machado, who couldn't teach any English, but was a great private. Hoist taught me mostly all the self-defense stuff, the combatives. That was all part of the curriculum. And then Higgin just showed a bunch of ground technique. So I'm like, I kind of want to learn more ground stuff. And at the time, I had heard that Hickson was the fighter and was teaching mostly ground stuff. So a friend of mine went to train with Hickson and said it was great. It was all ground stuff. And I said, man, that's what I want. I want to do just mostly ground stuff. So I ended up going and started training in his garage privately. And I trained in his garage privately for 2 years, and then I ended up training privately at his Santa Monica school for another year, and then the last year I just did group classes, no more privates. And I got my blue belt under Hickson in 1990, so you got to figure I started in 86. At the same time I was doing Shudo, which is the ground is all catch wrestling. There's 150 submissions that they teach as a curriculum. It's combinations 1 through 10 as a curriculum for Shudo. Plus all the takedowns, neck cranks, just tons and tons of stuff. It's catch wrestling. It's made for competition, completely for fighting. So basically it's like jiu-jitsu on steroids. So I continued to train. I fought in a bare knuckle fight in 95. I fought in a bare knuckle fight in North Carolina. I got an okay from Hickson and his wife. They said, no problem, it's okay. You have our blessing. Came back to the school and basically got kicked out of the school. Oh, now you're fighting professionally. Maybe it's not a good idea. I'm like, wait a second. I got you involved in Japan and Shudo. I got you the fights in Shudo and Vale Tudo. I've always been trying to get you fights and help you make some money for your family. I always sent students from the Inasanos over. Guru Dan Inasano helped you get your green card. And all of a sudden you would drive up and tell me that I'm kicked out of the school. Why? Because I fought a bare knuckle fight that you guys said I could fight it. And I didn't even fight Enzo Gracie. So after that I was bummed out because of my loyalty. I was loyal to the Gracies. And at the same time I was loyal to Shudo and Dan Inasano. And so anyways, my goal was to fight. I wanted to learn and continue to fight, to learn to fight. That's why I had 3 different boxing coaches. I had a wrestling coach. I had 2 Muay Thai coaches. I had a strength and conditioning coach. I had all these different people because there wasn't one place you could find all these people. Higgin Machado came up and said, hey Eric, he came to my bar, he goes, hey, how's your jiu-jitsu going? I go, it's non-existent. He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I got kicked out of Hickson school, so I quit just doing jiu-jitsu. He goes, well, do you want to continue to train? I go, yeah, but, politics, because I'm fighting, I guess they don't want to have a fighter or something. They want nothing to do with a fighter, which is stupid, I just want to fight, wear my gi and go and train. So I got kicked out, and Higgins said, hey, if you're interested, maybe you can come and train with us. Would you be interested? And I go, yeah, if it's okay. So he had to ask his brothers, and they had to wait and get an okay. And finally I said, yeah, it's okay if he comes and trains. So they go, but you got to wear our colors, and you got to wear our flag, fly our flag. I said, not a problem. You guys are cool. I got kicked out of the other schools, so why not? Next thing you know, I went and trained there, and then I said, then they had the Pan Ams in '96. So I had long hair. I cut my hair off. I go, you know what? I'll fight in the Pan Ams. So I fought in the Pan Ams. I won a gold medal. This was in Redondo Beach. Never got belted after that. kept training, never got belted. I watched all the guys around me get belted, and I never got, because of the fact that I was fighting and competing still, and they also probably wanted to see how loyal I really was. And I'm looking at all these guys around, you know, getting belted, and I go, you know what? I don't give a flying F about my belt. I give a crap about my performance and my training partner. So as long as I got good guys to roll with, it doesn't matter. I don't care what belt I am. That doesn't matter to me. So then I fought. I retired. I fought again. In 2006, Higa Machado said, "Hey Eric, I want you to come to the black belt class." And I said, "You want me to come to my black belt?" He goes, "Yeah. No fancy stuff. I just want to see gi chokes, arm locks, control sweeps, back control, things like that. I don't want to see any leg locks, neck cranks." No problem. So I went down there and trained and rolled really good with a bunch of guys. He had like 30 different black belts there. It was packed. And then 6 months later, I got my black belt. He just gave me my black belt. He wanted to watch and see where I was weak. So my guard was weak because I don't really pull guard a lot on guys. If I do, it's to sweep or to kick them off and get back up. So, and that's where my weak part was. And that's what I worked on. But in the meantime, the jiu-jitsu, that's why CSW is a combination of jiu-jitsu and catch wrestling mixed with wrestling, because of the fact it's not just a gi-based system. Most of my guys that fight all have no gi, so we do hordes of wrestling, lots of takedowns, lots of controls, lots of escapes, reversals, transitions, and movements. I don't just teach a bunch of submissions and go, "That's it, we're catch wrestling." Because how do you get there? What's a transition? Transitions are the most important thing, and I think jiu-jitsu's transitions, escapes, some of their attacks, the way they wait, like the mouse trap, they wait for you to make the wrong move, and it's unforgiving, and so they can actually force you to make a mistake or take it. Catch wrestling's idea is to take something. It's very aggressive. It's punishing. They like to put their elbows. I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun to roll. Some guys do catch because they always try to drop an elbow on your cheek, put an elbow on your shoulder or in your back, and then cross face you and rip your face until they can get a choke. More like a wrestler style. And so that's good for fighting, but I don't like it for rolling. I like smooth and transitions and the ability to flow from position to position and lock to lock. That's my key. Nice and smooth transitions, smooth attacks. My new book is called American Submission Wrestling, and what it is, it's a history on all the catch wrestling from early England, early Japan, Brazil. It's got history on the Gracie family. It's just people who are submission guys in America, the history of the background of rough and tumble, which were the days when you could actually bite, real fights where you could actually bite the nose, rip the ear, put the thumb in the eye socket. Not good. Or they had days where they also had matches where you could go pin or submission. So you either won by a pin or by a submission. But you know, some of the fights were it was a way to make money because these guys had no money. So sport fighting was big. Count Maeda, who actually trained the Helio Gracie, was a judo and jiu-jitsu practitioner, and he was also a catch wrestler. He had over 1,000 matches. That's how he made a living, traveling and doing competitions all over the place. The book is $24.95. You can get it at ericpaulson.com, or you can get it at budovideos.com.
Any advice for up-and-coming grapplers?
Train hard. Don't flop on your back all the time. Learn how to wrestle. Make someone put you in the guard. Don't flop to your guard unless you have a good guard. Learn how to transition and scramble, and learn how more than anything, learn how to attack.